So we are back with a brand new episode of Raptors MyGM here in 2K17. Last episode went some depth Indiana Pacers game and Toronto Raptors game here in Indiana, going on the road, and it's kind of a special game, I guess, of some sorts. We do have Thad Young going against his former team there in the Indiana Pacers, which we obviously made a trade for. We traded with to go and acquire Thad Young earlier in the year at the deadline. So Thad Young has played very well so far with the Raptors, but I guess it's a homecoming of some sorts with Thad Young. Plus we have DeLon Wright and Terrence Ross on the Raptors, or former Raptors, now in Indiana. But there is Jonas Valanciunas with a slam dunk, and there is Jonas Valanciunas getting on defense, blocking Kevin Looney. It's just beautiful whenever you see those clean blocks like that, just saying get that garbage out of here. But here's Valanciunas again feeding Lowry for the three, and he hits that one downtown. 5-5 game. So our team, it's got 3-point shooting plus a little bit of dunking. Here is DeRozan getting the man open right there and hitting the three right there to go extend this, I guess, get a little bit of a lead back from Indiana. But there's Will Barton missing that open three. You just can't miss those threes though, for sure, as Kyle Lowry, he misses a three too. So Kyle Lowry and Will Barton, come on man, you gotta go and hit those threes. But here's DeRozan, the clean fadeaway, and he hits that one easily. It's his best shot you could ever take with DeRozan. But here's Kyle Lowry on the transition. He hits that three easily in transition. Only 2-point deficit so far for us in this game. Here's Corey Joe picking the pockets of, I believe that might have been Tyler Johnson, feeding that one in the paint for the layup. So perfect play there by Corey Joe. Obviously he's one of the better defensive players on the team. He's the backup point guard, but usually he can come on the court and do just as well as Kyle Lowry. But he misses the three right there. Spates the offensive rebound and just feeds it right back in for the putback, and he hits that one to make it only a 2-point deficit right now for us. But here it is again though, Gerald Green, the former Raptor himself. He traded him to the Indiana Pacers in that Thad Young trade. He's doing well. But here's Jarrett Jack though, coming in there and getting that shot. Obviously we went and acquired him from the Thad Young trade too as well. So we got Thad Young and Jarrett Jack, as Jack hits that three right there. Only a 3-point deficit for us right now. So Jarrett Jack, he's one of the more undervalued pieces in that trade that we acquired, as he can hit threes and do just as well as any other point guard in this team. Plus he's got the experience that you love too. But here's Yee though, getting open there and getting the dunk and the feed and the dunk in the paint. And now we're starting to go and open up our offensive game just a bit here. We're only losing by 6 here. Here's Montiel's going for the three, and he hits that one at the top of the key. And now it makes that 38-29 game, a 9-point deficit for us right now. Our team's not doing well at all here. As Kevin Looney opening the paint, he hits that one. And we're still losing by 11 here with the timeout in the second quarter. So gotta find some way to come back here in this game. And if we don't, then it's going to be not too well for us in the second half. Here's Jarrett Jack, though. Getting the screen, he just runs in there, puts it up for the layup easily. Green release right there. As only 9-point deficit for us right now at this point, is Paul George getting the feed and do the step back jumper. Hits that one easily 9 times out of 10, as Paul George, one of the better players right now in the NBA. It's Thad Young going in on the Pacers in the paint, and he goes, puts that one up, and hits that one. Plus the foul against Miles Turner there, and he's going to the line. So Thad Young playing very well so far against his former team, trying to go and show him up just to prove that they shouldn't have traded him at the deadline. As Thad Young going to the line, his free throws are not that bad. He hits that one easily. 3-point play right there for Thad Young. As Young getting fed in the paint, just puts that one up, hits that one easily. As right now we're only losing by 3 now. We're making a comeback here in the second quarter. As Mo Spates going in and slamming all over those Pacers, making them not look good at all. 12-2 run right now for the Raptors. Only losing by 1 as Corey Joe hits that three. So that makes it a 44-42 game. We finally have a lead in this game as DeMar in the paint there puts that one up and hits that one again. So our team's firing on all cylinders. DeMar DeRozan, Thad Young, Mo Spates, everyone's playing well. As DeMar DeRozan almost hits that one to go and end off the halftime. 46-46 game, all tied at 46 here going into the second half. So we have really nothing to go. We have to just try and win this game, obviously, as our team is on the come up here. After Thad Young misses that dunk there, it gets denied by the rim. It's pretty embarrassing right there, as DeMar DeRozan misses that three. Back at it with the feed from Jonas Valanciunas as he's trying to go in on, I believe, Miles Turner. But Jonas Valanciunas getting around his matchup and slamming it all over the Pacers that are in the paint. So Jonas Valanciunas is a sneaky kind of guy, though. Itty-bitty ballers. You see in the commercials, obviously, all the time. As Thad Young getting the feed and slamming it all over the Pacers once again. Nobody there in the paint. So Thad Young, he's playing pretty well, I guess, today. As now you have Kyle Lowry going in on one of the Pacers in the paint. Throws that one up easily, as these layups are just coming easily for us. Now only losing by 1 year. DeMar DeRozan fade with a step back fade, and Jonas Valanciunas offensive rebound. He puts that one back up for the putback, and he hits that one. So he's going to the line here, trying to go for a 3-point play, and he's pretty good at free throws. He hits that one easily. 3-point play for Jonas Valanciunas. Jared Jack here, ball handling skills is one of his specialties. He hits that one easily once again at the mid-range game. And now only losing by, well, actually no, we're winning by 6 now at this point. 59-53 game here is Paul George going for the slam. He gets fouled and he gets the slam, obviously. He's going to the line for a 3-point play after Will Barton fouls him. So it might not been a good idea to go and foul Paul George, but he's going to the line regardless. And Paul George, one of the better free throw shooters in the NBA, and he hits that one. So Paul George and the Pacers are trying to go make a comeback here as he getting the feed from Corey Joe. Easy money right there once again as we're winning by 5 here, as he once again on the fast break, he hits that one easily with the slam dunk over his matchup. So this game is just turning out very well for us. Obviously we're losing earlier, now we're getting everything to go here. Slam dunks galore after Mo Spates gets that one too, as Corey Joe going in the paint once again just walks in and steals those points there. So Corey Joe, Kyle Lowry, just one of the better overall players right now in the Eastern Conference at going into the paint and just putting it up there, those layups. As once again Mo Spates, a step back fade, and he hits that one. Mo Spates looking pretty nifty there at those moves right there, as Al Jefferson trying to do the same, does the same thing there and hits that one too. So now we're winning by 6 here, 0.7 seconds left in the third quarter. Corey Joe throws it up and that one is going in. A full court overall shot by Corey Joe, and is that one going to count though? That's the really question here, as we're winning by 6 now, could be winning by 9 going into the fourth here after that crazy shot though by Corey Joe. I've seen it a few times in 2K, but never to go and end off the third quarter though, so it's pretty weird seeing that. But it looks like the refs are looking at it at the replay center right there, as now trying to go and look at this one, seeing if this one is going to go and count, as I'm pretty sure it actually does count because the release was in time, I believe. So hopefully they count this one, as the replay is pretty bad though. It doesn't even show the full shot at all. But Corey Joe anxiously waiting here, trying to go and see if his full court shot is counted, and I believe is going to be counted though after they go and confirm it. Now winning by 9 going into the fourth quarter here, trying to go and hold on off these Pacers and trying to go and win this game once again, as right now we're on a hot streak right now. Obviously we came back from, I believe, 11-point deficit there was our highest overall deficit in the game. But Thad Young going into the fourth quarter, you're feeding Jared Sullinger for the 3, and Jared Sullinger obviously slowly was traded yesterday there in the NBA. It's sad to see him go. And the weird thing is the Phoenix Suns went and waived him immediately right after that, as Sully getting the feed in the paint, and he's gonna miss that shot though. How the heck do you even miss that shot? I thought for sure, yeah, that one right down pat. But Paul George transition, he hits the 3, so Sully's mistake is not going to pay off for us. After now we're only winning by 3 here, Jonas Valanciunas the feed at the key, and he hits that one. Now we're winning by 5, as Paul George gonna go and try to put the team on his back here, hitting these crazy shots there. Some pretty good defense there by the Raptors, but Jonas Valanciunas the feed in the paint from Lowry. Easy dunk right now, winning by 5 once again. So trying to hold off these anxious Pacers here, as Kyle Lowry is going to do this 3 because he's wide open anyway, hits that one. 8-point lead for us. So our 3-point shot is pretty good today, I guess. Will Barton transition 3, he hits that one easily once again. Barton finding his 3-point shot after missing that 3 earlier in the game, but DeMar DeRozan going in on the Pacers, not letting anyone stop him in his tracks. Now winning by 10 after a layup by DeMar DeRozan. DeMar going in on again, and he's going to go and do a crazy dunk right there. Slam dunk by DeMar DeRozan. I already know how to explain that one though. Just full of a vicious slam right there by DeMar, and just basically trying to go and cap off the exclamation mark of a game that we've had today. We've played very well against these Pacers, obviously winning by 10 here. 95-85, DeMar fade, easy money here. DeMar, one of the better faders in the NBA, as Kyle Lowry feeding Thad Young in the paint just to go and cap off that great game with the slam dunk by Thad Young. Thad Young once again here going actually off the ball, off the hop right there, and hits that shot. And now we're going to leave Indiana here with the W, 101-85 win. We came back by 11 points, and we won this game here in Indiana, just due to all the effort by DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Jonas Valanciunas, Mo Spates, and of course the most important figure of this game, Thaddeus Young. He played so well for us ever since acquiring him from the Pacers. Hopefully go and help us on a good playoff run and maybe win us a first NBA championship after we went and lost to the Golden State Warriors here in the finals last year. But Kyle Lowry, your player of the game, 17 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. Here's his highlight tape. But I guess I'll go and end this episode off here. Make sure to subscribe for more Raptors MyGM, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Character at a critical time. This was the game they needed, Ernie. He said, "Give me the ball and move."